Hello everyone. In our today's session, we will see about BREs, how to create a policy in a business rule composer, and how to create vocabularies and use it in the policy. We will see how to invoke the policy inside orchestration, and we will try to develop a policy using database facts. And database facts has two approach. One is data connection binding and other is data table or data set binding. I have created an empty BizTalk project and added an existing schema. The schema contains root node as order request, then an record type header, product list containing product, document list containing document, and validation containing failures and status, which is a repeating record. So let's write a simple BRE where we will read the product name and set the product code. Let us open business rule composer. So here you can see policy explorer, fact explorer and properties. So right click on the policy explorer and you can define a policy. I have named the policy as BizTalk dj.product lookup policy, and we have versions. We can have multiple versions of BRE. On the version 1.0, I will create a new rule. Policy will contain multiple rules. I will name the rule as title rule, and you can see condition pan and action pan. So if the condition is success, then we will execute the action pan where we will update the message data, and in condition pan we will use predicates to define the condition. So we can form and or logical not conditions. So let's create a simple condition with equals to. So if the condition is satisfied, we will set the action on the message. So on the fact explorer, browse the XML schema and map the argument 1 from the XML product name and set the argument 2 as title, and similarly set the product code in the action and set it to TO. Now in similar line we will define a escrow rule. If the product name is escrow, we will set the product code as CO. So we can even copy paste the rule. I will copy the escrow rule and name it as signing. Update the rule as signing and set the product as SO. So now we have defined 3 rules. We can set priorities for each rule. Let me publish it and deploy the rule. So latest deployed rule only will be executed from orchestration. Let us create a simple orchestration where we will receive the order request message and then execute the rule, and we will send out the enriched message to the out folder. So I will configure a logical receive port and map it to a receive location. And similarly I will configure a logical send and map it to the send. We will be receiving the order request and sending the order request. We will execute the BRE. Before sending the message. So we will add a message type, order request message type, and map it to the receive and send, and map the receive and send logical ports. So in order to execute the rule inside orchestration, we will use call rule shape and double click on the rule. In the drop down you can see the rules that you can choose from. So we will choose BizTalk dj.product lookup, and automatically parameter type is enabled where you can specify the parameter which you are passing to the rule. So here we are passing only the message to the BRE. Now let us build and deploy the solution. So let us configure the orchestrations. We will bind the receive and send ports to the logical ports. Let us process the file. So here is the sample message that we would be processing. We have the product name as escrow, and BRE should be setting the value to product code value to Evo. So see here, product name is escrow and product code is set to Evo. So now let us process a repeating record. Multiple products are there and each product has a different products. Now let's process the file. For the valid product name, we have set the product code, and for the product name 11, there is no product code updated. Now let us see how to create vocabularies. In the Fact Explorer, we can create a new version of vocabulary. I will name the vocabulary as BizTalk dj.order request. Then on version 1.0 I will add a new definition. We can define vocabulary for .NET class, constant, XML document element or attribute, or even for a database table or column. Now let us create an XML vocabulary. For our rule we have used product name and product code. Product name we are reading, so we will do a get, and for product code we are setting the value, so we will do a set for that. We can change the data type. Here if you see, like XPath selector has a XPath query and XPath field also had a XPath query. I will be combining both XPath field and XPath selector as one single query and update the XPath field as start. This would help us to avoid runtime exception when the specified XPath field is not available in the message. Now let me define a vocabulary for set product code. Again I will combine the XPath selector and field as one single query and update the XPath field as dot. So now we have defined the vocabularies. We have to publish it in order to use it in the policy. I will create one more version of the policy, and instead of using the schema XPath we can use it from the vocabulary field. I will update the action and condition using the vocabularies that we created. So vocabulary helps us to improve the user readability of the BRE. Now we would set the priority for escrow as 10, signing as 9 and title as 8. So the three rules act as a if condition. These are not if else as we do it in the branching statements. Each rule is considered as a separate if there are multiple conditions satisfied, the lastly satisfied rule will be updating the data. To avoid this, we can use a halt feature that we will set it in action. So now we will define a halt in all the rules. So this will avoid overriding the data. Now we would add a default condition. If in case any of the rules are not satisfied, we would set the default condition over here. Let us publish and deploy the rule. Let us reprocess the file again. as we have modified the XPath query on the vocabularies, only one record of product will be executed always. Though we have process multiple record, it can update only one record. Now let us process a invalid product name, and you can see like default rule was fired and has updated the product code as invalid. Now let us try to use a database fact to do the lookup. So we have product and product when we join from the query to fetch the update.
So we normally go for a database approach in BRE when there are too many rules has to be configured in the BRE.
So now let us create a new version of the policy. We will connect to the database server and to the database. So here we will form a predicate. We will look for the product name, and from the database table, and we will use the vocabulary on the other side, and we will do an AND condition. So first we will fetch the product name from the product table. Then in order to fetch the product code which is there in the other table, we have to do a inner join based on product ID and ID in the product code table. Now we will perform the product code update in the action. We can read the product code from the product code table, and for default condition we will do 1 equals to 1 and then update the product code as invalid. We will implement the halt feature as well. Now let us deploy the policy. As we are using database facts, we have to pass the database facts from the orchestration. So to execute the database fact, we have to make the orchestration transaction type as atomic. This is because SQL connection and BRE connections or non-serializable class. I would add a reference of Microsoft.RuleEngine assembly. Then I would add system.data and system.transactions. Create a variable for SQL connection. So I browse for .NET class and then choose system.data. SQL client.SQL connection. Then I will create a variable for BRE connection, which is in Microsoft.RuleEngine. It will be Microsoft.RuleEngine.data connection. So both are non-serializable class. When we try to build the solution, it would suggest to have the orchestration as atomic. I will set the orchestration transaction type as atomic. So now we have to initialize the SQL connection and construct BRE connection and pass BRE connection to the rule. So BRE connection, we will create new connection for each table that we are accessing. So here we are accessing product code and product table. So we have to have two BRE connection, and these two BRE connection has to be passed in the call rule shape. So I will configure the call rule shape to pass BRE connection and BRE connection 1. Once the rule is executed, I will close the SQL connection. Now let us build and deploy the solution. I would restart the rule engine and then restart the host instance. Let me process a file with valid product name. And product code is updated as TO. Let me process a invalid product name, and we would verify the product code. Orchestration process the message, and the product code is set as invalid as the product name is not configured in the database. Normally data connection approach would be used in case if the data needs to be fetched is more than 10 records. Otherwise we would go for a data table or data set approach. So drawback of data connection is like it would do a equi join in a for each of primary table with the child table. So thanks for watching the video.